Kubuda kwezuva modzi yawira paruvare, mawe kwenejecha apo mvura yosasa. Kwandanganda yaive mitunu ine mago, chandaingoshuva kutumbuka ndopembera. It's never easy kukura usina nokuda.
Thank you very much. It's time to take off right now. Let's tend to the back of our programs. We want to sing our national anthem as we open. So I shall ask here our DJ to play us the national anthem in the background as we sing. The first verse is Shona, the second is in the Malay, and the last one is English. Language no gonna say so we let's play at the background, but let's find ourselves because the tune is the same. So DJ, let's say our national anthem.
Simultaneity.
Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you this morning. We want to say Ebenezer, this far the Lord has taken us. For you have allowed us this day. This is the day you have made. We will indeed rejoice and be glad in it. It was a journey, but Dr. Namal, Dr. Nas, Matustapano, Stungamire, Patrufar, Nokteberani, Amazripano, Tunakuzai, Joseph, Chaitwa Pagatedu, Faraway, Uguamatiri, Moyamuchene, Atichengete, Kaisa Joseph, Mukati, Mama Oke, Uzita, Nero Parajes, Tosetiti, Amen. Tungatora, Edu. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Yes, thank you very much. Mamuka say, nakutenda marisanganiswa pamwema ngwana ano ini tunoitwa Pastor Zulu kana kuti Reverend Zulu. I will be today your MC. Ndini tsange ndichikaira chikepe chino saka ndini ndineguma nazo kutika kushedza unongotenderwa kuti Master. I am a pastor with the Inner City Christian Church or Church of Christ, and I'm also the chaplain of the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing. But for this morning, I am the MC. As we are in this room, our restrooms, the door to my right, family, the ladies, then the next one, James. Please make sure you enter into the right room if you are a gentleman, or the right room if you are a lady. Are we ready? Yes. I see. Are we ready? Yes. Okay, so let's maintain social distance. That COVID is still among us. Even no mask, right, it was a funeral. Especially my mind, so the other one where I have the funeral. Kanawa sikapa mushaka rubiga funeral no kono to emso the mazimai wali baba kwesto kuzakanaka but masikapa gezi ya menos no mitiga so we are going to shikapa gezi no batanga kuchema my way taishanda naye wana basi munene akajamba ndo baba zosika mungu batuze naye akachiu afapana kama kadiki akasataka kwenda na ubasa andiga saka we don't want that situation today. Saka what we are going to do, I'm going to call upon Irene Kuda Moyana to come here and give us our welcome remarks, so that we know with our true chema, let's put our hands up for Irene Kuda Moyana.
Okay, I'm saying it looks like we are at the funeral. Instead, we are supposed to be celebrating, aren't we? So we should see smiling faces, especially from the graduates. You are the ones who light everyone up. So if you are serious, everyone becomes serious. They will think it's a serious thing. Okay. It's when ordinary people rise above the expectation and seize the opportunity that milestones truly are reached. Today, the 27th of November 2021, marks the milestone for us as leadership and you students, the graduates. It's my privilege and great pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of Orthodontic Investments subsidiary, the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing. I am delighted to have you with us to participate and share this special occasion. Our graduation this is our second graduation since our inception. So I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to Dr. and Mrs. Wanamidara for taking time to be with us. Dr. Msengi, for being with us today. I'm sure you had a lot of other things to do, but you accorded us this pleasure. Dr. Bishop Itari Patience Howe, the founder of El Shaddai International Ministries. We are happy to have you with us. Dr. Matikisi, we welcome you. We really appreciate your presence with us. Dr. Made, we are very humbled by your presence. Prof. Chibonga, it is indeed our pleasure to have you with us here. Dr. Shimwena, we are really touched, if I may say it, to have you here with us. And Zinaye Zimbabwe, the prof in waiting, we are grateful to have you here with us. It is my pleasure to welcome students, your families, our family, guests here today at Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing event. Every one of you have made it and have impacted on the graduates who sit here today. Today, you graduates, it is just the beginning of a new era. Go out there and do what you can do with what you have learned, wherever you will be. Knowing is not enough. We must apply it. Willing is not enough. We must do it. And I'll end my welcome by quoting John Leslie, who says, achievements should always be celebrated. This is your time, graduates. This is your day. You should make it special. Congratulations on your achievement. You deserve the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Saka. I think by now everyone now knows and understands why we are here today. As this is one of the chambers say, Okay, so yesterday I asked the question during rehearsals time, and I say to the graduates, what we call the X-ray that the dentist take off a patient's tooth, and they look puzzled, confused. Okay, because of time, I'll give you the answer. It's toothpick.
inasvika zvokupikisa handizika inonzi toothpick hamene zvamakadzidza basi ndo zvandoziva handizika. So x-ray inotorwa yezino inonzi toothpick. Thank you very much. Ndinobereka maoko ndozoimuka ikuti manerenga ini mamhene kuti munozoziva kuti zvinonzi kudii. Okay, tiri papo kune zvimwe zvinhu zvokuti unongochechipenda kuti vanofanira kuzunzwisisa but iwe vasingazunzwisisa handizika. So vamwe wenyu ndifunga maingonzwa kuti mwana ari kuenda kuchikoro kuZADENU, Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing, Zimbabwe. Saka vamwe vanombofona kuti ndo chikoro chemadentist here ndida kuya. Saka zvonetsa. Saka nhasi kuti tinzwa kuti chinonzi ZADENU. Chii chinonzi chii? ZADENU handizika. Pandaimbotiticha inini makore andaiticha nditicha kuChilonu. Sekutaura kwandaita kuti pane zvimwe zvebasic zvaunongochimbotarisa kuti hai zvinhu anozviziva izvi. So a teacher of religious studies akangopinda muclass robva abvunza akati, who destroyed the walls of Jericho? Who destroyed the walls of Jericho? So the teacher expected kuti mastudents vese vachakusudza maoko vataura. So one boy raised his hands and he said, yes. He said, I don't know. Teacher, he didn't expect that young man because I know in this room almost everyone knows that. So I can just pick anyone in the crowd. I can just pick anyone in the crowd. That is what is the who destroyed the walls of Jericho. So teacher was not far. So the boy but he was expelled from school. I can also destroy my walls in Jericho. Chinda kupi, chinda kumba. Asvika kumba ndobva audza sekuru vaigara nawo kuti angadzingwa nokuti handizivi kuti wakaputsa masvingo eJeriko ndiani. Sekuru ndobva vauya naye kuchikoro kuna headmaster. Ndobva vasvika kuna headmaster vakati, muzukuru wangu ndagara naye ende ndomuziva maitiro acho. Kana ati haazivika unoyevedza kuti adii haazivi kuti wakaputsa masvingo iwayo eJerusarema ndiani. Headmaster ndobva atoona kuti titori serious. Vakati machiticha kana vatomudzinga mwana wengisi hatina zvatinogona kudii zvatinogona kuita. Zvanzi sekuru vakasumuka ndobva vaenda kuchikoro kuna education director kunosvitsa nyaya kuti muzukuru wangu adii vaziva chikoro nenyaya yekuti haazivi wakaputsa masvingo eJeriko. Ndobva vasvika kwaeducation director vakati tauya nenyaya mukomana wadzingwa chikoro atinoona apa uri kunzi haazivi kuti ndiani wakaputsa masvingo eJeriko. Education director vakati kana maona zvanetsa idai mupiwa quotation. Masvingo acho yakupwanywa kwaakaitwa chidai munopiwa chii quotation. Education director murivera kunomari. Saka pamoya mavana aduka hatidi kuti tizoita zvaizvo zvandika vanenge vachikutaura ndikwakuchikoro kwanyu ZADENU ikoko toda vanhu vachiti ZADENU vanenge vachiziva kuti ZADENU chii uye inoita nezvei. So at this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together as I invite the principal or director of Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing, Dr. Farayi Moyana, to come and give us the progress report.
Thank you, Pastor. Small matter, Zulu, our Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing chaplain, as well as today's master of ceremony. Well, I don't know whether to laugh or to be serious, because when we were doing rehearsals last Saturday and yesterday, he was timing me on one of the segments where I'm supposed to take 20 minutes. I think I went overboard by 3 minutes. And he was very furious with me. Now I understand why. He wanted to take the time to himself. So you see, when you invite a pastor to the master of ceremony, I hope we will break fast, because we also have a bishop who's going to speak. So we are in a serious business today. Anyway, thank you very much for that humor, Mr. MC. It lightened the environment. Our guest of honor and the keynote speaker, who I shall introduce formally later, Dr. Engineer Quindonsi Kamukama, who is also the Vice Chancellor of the Harare Institute of Technology, popularly known as HIT, the Acting Director of Oral Health Services in the Ministry of Health and Child Care, Dr. Hadwick Matigiti, the Chairperson of the Department of Dentistry, University of Zimbabwe, Dr. Fiona Magone. I don't know if she managed to arrive, but she had confirmed that she'll be attending. But I don't see her here, so let's say honor in absentia. The President of the Zimbabwe Dental Surgery Assistant Association, Ms. Justina Nkala, all the way from Bulawayo. The President of the Zimbabwe Dental Association, Dr. Advance Chingwena. The Managing Partner of SEDA and Hole, radiologist, Dr. SEDA, who has suddenly been represented by her colleagues. They are sitting amongst us. She gave us a last-minute cancellation, so I'll recognize her. The head of CIMAS Business Development, Mr. Tenda Matsikanda, also standing in for the Managing Director of CIMAS Medical Aid Society. The head of El Shaddai International Ministries, Bishop, Dr. Patience Itaiwole. You will correct us later this morning. Where should we put the bishop and where should we put the doctor? So that we get it right next time. Dr. Joseph Made, one of the longest serving agronomists and cabinet minister in Zimbabwe, and a friend of the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing. Mr. Unganai Chivore, you will arrive shortly. I think he's at court. Mr. Unganai Chivore, a leading legal practitioner and also a friend of the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing. Graduates, parents, spouses, partners, children, family, and all friends of the graduates, our sponsors, distinguished guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, and all protocol observed. I take this opportunity to welcome all of you to this important occasion. I thank you for accepting our invitation and gracing this occasion. Allow me to recognize all again amongst the congregation. My mother was seated in front, Mrs. Sophie Mlambo Majewe, Ni Gapara, Mukunda Gapara. In Shona, well, I'm from the east, from Tindao. Singai Maivan, Rakone, Rakone. I have noted Farayi pass. So, though Asara Mayo going in Harare, she's the acting mother. There's an elder sister called Nyambezi Kapara in Chipinge. So, she always makes sure she comes to our occasions. Well, I mentioned something else here. I said, so I hope I'm feeling more like a big boy now. I know today is not about me. It is about the very important people who are gathered here for, the graduates sitting on my right. But let me say a bit about myself so that we know each other. As you have heard already, my name is Farayi Moyana. I grew up wanting to be either a school teacher or a male nurse. Isn't that funny, looking at how I'm looking now? I wanted to be simple school teacher, male nurse. Down there at Mount Cylinder Mission, we had one teacher, I must say this, may his soul rest in peace, Mr. Mlambo Chigogwana from Bikoni Hill School. He came to our school, not to teach a glamorous subject, but to teach Shona in the Bible. And that was the time when people looked down upon those subjects. They wanted sciences, maths, but he changed the narrative. Everyone started loving Shona. And why did he do this? And how did he do this? It was the way he taught. It was years later when I did my first degree in adult education, when one of my lecturers said, if a teacher is a good teacher, students must salivate for knowledge. Even when they see you passing by the corridor, they must stand up and peep out, hoping he's coming to their class. And that's what we did in that program. And you see the reason why I wanted to be a teacher. Then I won't tell you the story why I wanted also to be a male nurse. It will be for another graduation, so that you attend to that one. So I think I've achieved both. Being a school teacher and a male nurse, because I'm a dentist. If I become a professor, it will be just an added advantage. I think I'm in soccer, what do they call this? Extra time. I first trained as a dental therapist and completed the training in 1987. That does not mean I'm very old. I was only 20 years old when I completed that training, so you can do your math. I'm in my 50s. At Parenya Central Hospital. My very first post-basic training was the Health Teachers Diploma, funded by Germans using one of their international development foundation called GSC. I don't know how to translate into English. At Mandel Training Center. And I used to be the youngest in class, most of my earlier qualifications, but now I'm becoming the oldest in class. So the rest is history. Since I say today is not about me. But as I stand here in front of you, I'm also celebrating. I'm celebrating my Doctor of Philosophy degree in Bioethics and Health Law from the prestigious University of the Witwatersrand in South Africa. This is my 6th degree, having a career of reading and reading and reading. So my PhD is my 6th. I have 3 other master's degrees, including an MPH, MPhil, MBA, and of course I'm a dentist. I have a BDS, and my first degree was a Bachelor of Adult Education. And that's where the inspiration to want to teach and impart knowledge and skills to others came from. They say the first cut cuts deeper. So once a teacher, always a teacher. I wish to congratulate you, the graduates, who have worked hard to ensure that you complete your training program successfully. Certainly your hard work, determination, and prayers have finally borne fruit. We sincerely thank the parents, spouses, guardians, and sponsors for the immense support to the graduates so that you pursue your studies to completion. But as Irene said, this is just the beginning. That's why I gave you a bit of narration that at 20 years old, I was just like you. So this is just the beginning. In order to amplify our love for the education of adults at the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing, allow me to start with a famous quote from an English playwright. I think Pastor Zul has already guessed it because he's going to mock me about him later. The playwright was called William Shakespeare. And I got a nickname when I was doing grade 7 when I acted a part in a novel called Merchant of Venice. Well, I was not a villain, I was the good guy. I acted the part of Antonio. Many of you remember Shylock, Pound of Flesh. And that's when I think I first learned that law and philosophy are better than twins. Because Dr. Amade remember how Shylock lost in court. When the judge said, okay, you can take your pound of flesh, but your contract says no drop of blood on the floor. So that's what your contract says. Go ahead and take your pound of flesh. So he couldn't, because how could we do that? So with that small narrative, you can see law can be used to save society, can also be used to harm. So I've said something about that. So let me quote him finally, and I quote: "Ignorance is the case of God. Knowledge is the wing wherewith we fly to heaven." End of quote. This is in King Henry VI, Part 2, Scene 7. The source says it was published in 1590. That could be over 400 centuries ago. I hope that's correct. Let me give now a bit of background to the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing. Let me start by saying, while dental surgery assistants are not and should not be confused with being dentists nor assistant dentists, because people mix these things even when they look for places for their children. They think they are sending them to become dentists. So they are not. But they are very valued and important healthcare professionals that work alongside dental specialists, dentists, dental therapists, and oral hygienists in the treatment of patients, allowing for safe and effective oral health care delivery. And in order to render this safe oral health care delivery, there is a global trend and a need to professionalize the dental surgery assistants. Not only do they assist the dentist or other dental professionals in dental procedures, but they also make note of any specific instructions or procedures to be communicated to the patient during or after treatment. The job of a dental surgery assistant includes receiving patients, receiving treatment charts and reviewing them, and preparing the patient for treatment. And yet often the dental surgery assistant goes a little bit beyond that. They make notes. Some dentists like to dictate to their dental nurse, and they should be able to paraphrase, summarize, so that the dentist can focus on treating the patient. You know, with our job, you only make an income when you are really treating the patient. And with this COVID era, you can wonder how many pairs of gloves you need to remove while writing the patient's chart, then wearing a new pair to go back into the mouth. So if you have a dental surgery assistant who is well trained, who can take dictation, it definitely increases to the efficiency. And so they do also all of that. They must also ensure that surgical and dental instruments are properly cleaned and sterilized before procedures begin. And they could be asked to assist in taking x-rays, for example. That's very, very common. Cleaning prostheses, like dentures, taking pre- and post-treatment photos, casting dental models, communicating with external stakeholders, like medical aides, the dental laboratory, medical specialists, and so forth and so forth. So while the dental surgery assistants do not perform any actual surgery upon the patients, they may be responsible for many other important things, as I explained here. So upon realizing that Zimbabwe was slowly lagging behind in this global trend to professionalize this important dental occupational group, the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing, with the acronym ZADENU. So I get so many new acronyms. ZADENU is one strange one that I always get, but it's actually ZADENU, Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing. Like many famous Zimbabwean organizations which start with Z, it is also becoming very famous. I think Dr. Made is laughing. It is registered with the Ministry of Fire, higher and tertiary education, science and technology development of Zimbabwe, to offer an 18-month diploma in dental surgery assistant, or assisting rather. The ZADENU is also endorsed by the Zimbabwe Dental Association. Thank you, Mr. President, Dr. Chingwenu, for coming. He is the current president of ZIDA, Zimbabwe Dental Association. It's also endorsed by the Research Council of Zimbabwe. It started operating in March 2018 with about 24 students. All of them were ladies. It is offered as a hybrid training learning model, incorporating aspects of block release, digitally supported modules, traditional open distance learning, open distance e-learning. I think this is becoming more and more paramount because we're working more from home and the office. So we're migrating from the traditional open distance learning to e-learning. We are also catching up with that. We also use face-to-face lecture discussion model, and we also definitely employ the on-the-job education and training, now famously referred to as OJET. This format allows interns to study while continuing to work for those who are already employed, but also those who run their own income-generating projects in the informal sector can continue to earn a living while committing a few days per week to fulfill the on-the-job education training or attachment requirements. It achieves this by offering 4 modules of 4 months duration each. Each module begins with a 3 to 5 day seminar followed by the open distance learning. Midway of that 4-month duration for each module, there's a postal exam written at the station where the intern is based. It could be Bulawayo, Harare, Kariba, anywhere in Zimbabwe. In fact, in this class that is graduating, we have a South African-based student. She's Zimbabwean, but she's based in South Africa. And at the end of the 4-month duration for each module, there's a 3-hour written theoretical paper and a 90-minute objective structured clinical examination, which we normally refer to as OSC. And this is written at a central place in Harare under strict exam conditions. Practical training is work-based, but supplemented by specialized mentorship and attachment at specialized laboratories, specialist doctors, theaters, and on that score, I'd like to thank Pan Dental Laboratory. I think Peter and Rodney have not yet arrived, but they'll be here shortly. They always give us an opportunity for our interns to go and experience the work of a dental laboratory technician. Our students are from a diverse of backgrounds, ranging from private candidates to public institutions, parastatals, local authorities, church-related dental facilities, and private dental surgeries. The Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing is a non-profit initiative meant to uplift what I really love to call the neglected foot soldiers of dentistry. Every dentist or dental therapist seated here know that without a dental surgery assistant, you can't do your work. Some research has actually shown that they can take up to 60% of the mundane tasks that a dentist and a dental therapist does. So as you can see, they are very, very important. Currently, all the module writers and presenters offer their resources, skills, and time on a voluntary basis, except for airfares, room and board, and a small honorarium for our foreign visiting presenters. Students pay a subsidized fee on a staggered basis Our resource persons or presenters comprise local and mostly regional experts, mainly from South Africa. The more committed and regular ones are on our website. When you go back to your office, you can just go on our website to see them there. We hope that some of the graduates from today's ceremony will become tutors and group discussion group leaders in their places of work, so that we create a culture of continuing professional development. On this front, we applaud the Bulawayo group. We've started the study group led by the very industrious, inaugural President of the Zimbabwe Dental Surgery Assistant Association, ZADENU, Ms. Justina Nkala. We could clap for her. She's very committed. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to give a few statistics on our training since we started. Our inaugural graduation was in September, in actual fact, 14 September 2019, right here in this venue. And we produced 100% pass rate, made up of 21 ladies. 3 dropped out for various reasons. There could have been 24. Some of them had been working for more than 10 years as dental surgery assistants without any formal qualification. We had 6 distinctions, and the rest of them were in the credit category, 15 of them. Well, in our diploma, with 3 categories in which you can earn your diploma: the distinction category, obviously, and the credit and the pass category. Today, we are witnessing a graduation of 17 with an inspiring and a better gender balance, with 13 ladies and 4 gentlemen. We have a slight reduction in distinctions from 6 in 2019 to 4, thanks to COVID. I don't know if I should say thanks to COVID, but it has had an effect on many of our operations. 2 females and 2 males, making up the 4 distinctions in this graduating class. We have 13 credit passes, 9 females and 4 males, and 4 in the pass category. Also 2 females and 2 males. Of course, you can see the effect of the lockdown. I meant to say this and I preempted it. The effect of the lockdown on our distinctions. But we did our best under the most trying of conditions. We're also happy to report no mortality due to COVID, considering the dental profession is one of the highest occupational risks from COVID. But thanks to our strong emphasis too and excellent training on cross-infection control, we did not lose any single student on the ZADENU program. Well done. We currently have 26 in training at various levels, also maintaining a modest gender balance of 22 females and 4 males. The encouraging point is that dental nursing is slowly changing from being a female-dominated occupational category to a gender-neutral profession. This will help to reduce many of the negative stereotypes, if there were any. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to say something about our philosophy, training philosophy. 1, we provide students with a foundation in basic dental and medical literacy and critical thinking skills to succeed as a dental surgery assistant. Number 2, we encourage students to become lifelong learners. 3, for them to provide the dental community with people that have knowledge and skills to become a vital member of the dental and general health team, not just oral health care team. We encourage our students to pursue personal, professional, and educational goals through critical and independent thought. We prepare our students to act as legal and ethical paradental professionals. Our curriculum has a deliberate focus to make its graduates a community health worker who is multi-skilled and not confined to the oral healthcare area only, but also to offer integrated health promotion in the areas of mother and child education and child care, HIV/AIDS prevention, palliative care, nutrition information, hygiene and sanitation, etc., etc. And towards that goal, the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing organizes free health camps for communities of Kuwadzana and Domboshawa. In March this year, in October, with very successful camps where our interns took the leading role in planning, execution, and evaluation of those free health camps. And I wish to thank, on behalf of the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing, Lancet Medical Laboratory. Unfortunately, the rep could not make it. Population Services Zimbabwe and Celebration Health for sponsoring this year's free health camps in Kuwadzana and Domboshawa. Let me briefly now go to the new developments beckoning towards ZADENU on the horizon. Number one, a new syllabus is expected to be gazetted in the form of a statutory instrument in 2022. That's what we were told. Elevating the ZADENU program to a 2-year program and making it examinable and accredited to the Higher Examination Council of Zimbabwe, EXCO. We are happy to report that ZADENU participated fully in the stakeholders' meetings and seminars. We even sponsored some of them, because at one point, Ministry of Higher Education was running out of funds, so to pitch in, where we managed to put forward valuable suggestions. And as a result of our inputs, ZADENU graduates are likely to be exempted from almost all of the 20 EXCO subjects, except for 3. National studies, these are mandatory subjects I have learned. Entrepreneurial skills, and we have added research methods in the project as well. 2, there is a possible formalization of ZADENU affiliation status with a top Harare-based technological-oriented state university. This relationship has potential to usher in degree programs in all paradental categories, such as dental therapy, dental hygiene, dental laboratory technology or technicians, and dental equipment technicians. Some of these areas are terribly short. Every dentist seated here, they know how we struggle to get a dental equipment technician. There's actually 2 or 3 and we fight all the time. Dental surgery assistants with a diploma such as from ZADENU would be able to upgrade to some of these higher level paradental qualifications. 3, ZADENU wishes to resuscitate the health teacher's diploma, whose statutory instrument is already law, but was discontinued, training was discontinued by the Ministry of Health and Child Care in 1991. And this was my first postgraduate diploma, I remember, and I fell in love with training, especially of healthcare professionals. ZADENU hopes the Harare Institute of Technology will assist us to give life to this important multidisciplinary health tutor training program. Dr. Msengi, this is for you. I know people don't know you are here, but I'll introduce you shortly. ZADENU, as you can see, has fully embraced the government's call to citizens, to professionals, even professional associations and corporate citizens, to help in improving the manpower needs of our beautiful country. In this path, we promise to work together with every stakeholder, government, and all interested parties to realize the transformation of entry and mid-level dental professionals. I wish to conclude by also quoting someone. You know, if you look educated, go to the site. You know, so you go to the scene to be what you are. So I wish to end by quoting Jiddu Kirimati, he was Indian. Who was he? He was born on 11 May 1895 and died on 17 February 1986. I think I just completed my O-level in 1986, but his words still live on, as you can see. He was a philosopher, speaker, and writer. In his early life, he was groomed to be the New World teacher, but later rejected this mantle and withdrew from the Theosophy organization behind it. Theosophy means theology and philosophy all fused together. Then it becomes. And I must stop here. When I was doing my MPhil, one of my lecturers used to be a priest. And when he started more, he quit. So I didn't understand. Then one of my supervisors was also a priest. When he started further, he quit. So I don't know whether I'm going to end up being a priest because I'm starting to play the guitar now. One of my first songs, I think, will be a gospel, so I'll go the opposite way. So I hope you are going to laugh because I'm not very good at jokes. So he rejected this. His interests included psychological revolution, the nature of the mind, meditation, inquiry, human relations, and bringing about radical change in society. He stressed the need for a revolution in the psyche of every human being and emphasized that such a revolution cannot be brought about by an external entity, be it religious, political, or social. It has to come from within. So Jiddu was born in South India in what is now known as the modern day state of Andhra Pradesh. He said he had no allegiance to any nationality, caste, religion, or philosophy, and spent the rest of his life traveling the world, speaking to large and small groups, as well as to individuals. It's very important to bring yourself to the level of the unit of society, otherwise you just be zooming above them. So he did exactly that. He wrote many books, among them The First and Last Freedom, The Only Revolution, and his personal notebook. You might wish to know that this notebook, most of what he wrote in the notebook was in the last month of his life. So it was discovered by his bedside. Many of his talks and discussions have been published. His last public talk was in Madras in India in January 1986, a month before his death, but he died at his home in California. I think it's in Los Angeles in the States. So ladies and gentlemen, let me quote him now. I have not quoted, and I quote. There is no end to education. It is not that you read a book, pass an examination, and finish with education. The whole of life, from the moment you are born to the moment you die, is a process of learning. End of quote. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We can do better than that. Naona vizuri. Hapa sasa. Sasa hapo ni Nataka Dr. Moyana pamoja kwa speech. Nataka kwa high huko materials. Nataka audience, visitors. Nataka also kuma graduates. Everyone is worried to learn. Akaunda umwana masuko. Saka mweza abantu Bishop Dr. Ore. Tumamweza abantu zibaye bachiziba. Iri kuzizana ngapina naye manje mbasa echifundisi saka. Isingo saka yani. Akaunda umwana masuko Yesu. Okay, Dr. Moyana, thank you very much. Let's put our hands together again to Dr. Moyana. We have had the journey, very appetizing, promising. Who wants to actually have a check-up? What is the well-being? But I'm sorry, no, I'm still. Mariani Santa Manero, or Guy Furan Babawa. Una Doraki, then Martin 11 was when I get Kumba. So I was not to say, I'm telling you everything. Umbata to Raman. So one day he thought to be wise because so he bought a loaf of bread and then he removed all the crust and let him cut. And then he started walking majestically, going home. And as like every day, but they saw him and they said, so I know most of you are wondering, what's the standing back, they are our friends. They're supporting ZADENU, they're supporting Orthodontic. Like I was thinking about Ziza. And so they are also here. Please, because you never know what happens on your way out. Please tell me, let's all rise to our feet. And we want to floss. I know this sound is used somewhere in dentistry. There's a dentist flossing. That's all the dentist was like. ini ditambe ini. Sumzemo gogo. Sumzemo na DJ sumzemo. Sumzemo na DJ. Ii ora sumzemo ya sumzemo. Thank you very much. There's someone among us whom I know can really dance. Can someone say can really dance? None other than Dr. Moyana. Hallelujah. Okay, so we are moving on with our program. Ndongo konsa sonyaji muzandongo sangana nazo. Kwanzi mbole makonzo anesa zisamje mjike. Kwanzi makonzo anesa mnemo imba. The owner of the house akatanga cats. He looked for a cat. And then Mufaruza, and when the cat is away, makonzo anesa say, Anufarani. So the owner looked for a cat. In Makonzo, they were worried because they no longer enjoy it as they used to do. So they had a meeting to strategize on how to continue to live in the house and enjoy whilst the cat is also in the house. So one goes to a valid point that no, that's a bero. That's a bero to sumir cats. I think it's chimba and cheat can the bear of the Kazakudi. Yakuya to tease us. And there was ululating and Jimuremo is a getting of memo. Yes, valid point. Then one name goes to the right. Wait. It's a valid point. But I don't see a bear. And there was silence in the room. So Madela Mrs. Vakawana, one of the latest Makons, Vakawana, one who stand and representing them. Ladies and gentlemen, at this moment in time, I was on the Sungira Bera Pakats, the president of the Zimbabwe Dental Surgeon Assistant Association, ZADENU. I'll call upon Miss Justina Nkala to come up front. This one is mine.
Thank you, Master. Should I say Master or Master Ceremony?
Yes, Master Ceremony.
Thank you. Guests of honor, graduates, friends, relatives, and staff, it is an honor to be part of this celebration, the second ZADENU graduation at Prince Edward. Graduates, this is how you end the journey which the first group has started. As you shine after the huge modules, I congratulate you and welcome you to the team of foot soldiers. Yet again, dentist is honored to have you on board the team of professionals. To the patients you will meet, you will be their reason to smile again. They are comforter when they need you the most. To the clinician you work with, you will be their pillar of strength. They are foot soldier that you are. I stand here as the president of Zimbabwe Dental Surgeon Assistant Association an association formed by dental assistants for the assistant. Our objective is to promote the study and practice of dental nursing, to maintain and improve professional standards in dental surgery nursing, and to encourage research and education in the same. That is who we are. Dr. Moyana, we are forever grateful for the love, work, and perseverance you have shown throughout this journey. Siyabonga kakhulu Dr. Moyana. Sinobile, usilinqobile imojo. Opa wakwira ntshithu. Sinotenda ma-graduates. You have done it. Thank you. You can go shine.
Thank you very much. Can you play some music, DJ? I'm going to have a graduate. My ex, someone is a my man to Snowflake. Just okay. I'm graduate. Come back to everyone. So I was almost late today because there was congestion in Samora Bay. But Simona knows also the list, it knows what does say. What does say? I took a root canal. Okay, so the first time I read about Dr. Moyana, about the doctor, first time I heard of you at Harare Christian Church. About the Dr. Farayi, Shakespeare Moyana. So then I thought, I said, okay, so finally I've met this guy who at some point contested to be president. Akavoterwa iye, akavotera nemdzimai wake nevana two, right? So I met him and I said, I admire your courage. And he said, no, it's not me. That one was Shakespeare Maya. I'm Shakespeare Moyana. Saka, I will mock him for the name Shakespeare Moyana. At this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, kana Bible rakatozodaroka John akuti varikuuya ava ndikwanise kusunga kana utudza awandisi. Saka I just want to keep reminding Bishop Gove, pamunozouya Bishop, muudza vanhu kuti ndiani wakadisitoya maunzi. So I'm going to call upon again to the stage our director, Dr. Farayi Shakespeare Moyana, to introduce to us today our guest of honor. Let's put our hands together for Dr. Moyana. Okay, microphone. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Master of Ceremony, Pastor Small Matters. As you can see, I don't know why they called him Small Matter. It was a metaphor of some sort, because it's actually a big matter. As you can see, can talk. You think he has run out of jokes. I've often been told that when you go to gatherings, you have your own little joke, because you need to make people laugh, but I can't make you. When he started, I thought I knew who destroyed the walls of Jericho, but now I am confused. So what I know is correct. So thank you, MC. Unlike him, who has the liberty to speak in many languages, I was trying to speak to English in case there are others who don't understand Shona, especially Shindau, Takati Tzamei. I remember my uncle, the one who comes after my mother, was married to this beautiful lady, Simkaito Lishala. See. So her name is Evelyn, from where Shara. Utuko challenge mwazo misika pa utuko challenge.
Shawa.
Ayo wazo utuko yi. Utuko challenge. Family name inge.
Oh gapa.
Ayo sashi I'm confusing. Dada ni yawe.
Ndakapa kuweza. Nikazalwa kwa rusane kwa chifu.
Mvawa. Chigarekos.
Ndiri mwana kwa mvawa.
Mvawa kuweza ndokandani shida. So his husband came after my mother, and he had also a very fun name like the past. He was called Man. That's Man. Then I married the eldest brother of family, Watsomba. My wife's eldest sister is called Lady. So you can imagine when an occasion when the men and the lady, and they were So may his soul rest in peace. This morning you'll see a trophy dedicated to the husband of this beautiful lady. He passed away very fast. We still love him, but we honor him this morning. And Pastor Zulu, I must mention this in case I forget. He lost his uncle, also his closest uncle, on his 40th birthday. And they had to drive all the way yesterday from Karoi just after funeral to attend our second rehearsal. This man of God is amazing. We'll say a bit more on doing the vote of thanks. So I feel very honored to be the one called to introduce a man who I consider to be of very many talents, a man of immense credentials, a man of impeccable professional attributes, a man who has accomplished so much that it can only be described as a gift to our beautiful country of Zimbabwe. Words fail me to show our appreciation for his acceptance to come and officiate at this occasion. We all know the office of a Vice Chancellor is a very busy station by any standards imaginable anywhere in the world. The office of a rector is very busy, and he found it befitting to come down to us. Remember earlier on I quoted this Indian guy who amongst one of his teachings, he never forgot to go down to the individual, down to the basic unit of society. And this is what the man I'm introducing is capable of doing. We are very small boys. If I can use a metaphor from Julius Malema, I'm sure many of us know Julius Malema. So at one point at Lutubi House, I was still a student, I think, in South Africa. He was the chairman of the AC Youth League. And he brought no nonsense, Julius Malema. He was always like that. So a journalist, as usual, asked the question. Firing the question. And I won't finish the joke because the last part is not so polite. But I think the journalist said rubbish after Julius might say something. And he fired back. So I want to repeat that part. It's impolite. Unless it was a cry for men only. So, anyway, Doctor Engineer Quinton Kanukama is the Vice Chancellor of Harare Institute of Technology. He is responsible for providing strategic leadership, dealing with all academic, research, and development and administrative issues of the Institute, as well as rallying staff towards the realization of its mandate of technology development, incubation, transfer, and commercialization. He has over 25 years experience in academia, where he started his career as a lecturer at the National University of Science and Technology, NUST, in 1992. He then became chairman of Industrial Engineering Department, Dean of Faculty of Industrial Technology and Technopark, Director Designate. And whilst at NUST, he developed curriculum for the Department of Industrial Engineering, Environmental, Conscious Manufacturing, Cleaner Production, and Advanced Manufacturing Technology courses for the Master of Engineering degree program. His other research interests are technoparks, science parks, and the internationalization of curriculum, as well as foundry production systems and technology management, including development, transfer, and commercialization. He's a member of the Institute of International Education, IIE, USA, a member of the Institute of Cast Metals Engineers, UK, a member of the Zimbabwe Institute of Engineers, Zimbabwe, a member of the Engineering Council of Zimbabwe, to name just a few. He authored and co-authored over 40 publications in engineering and related fields. He joined HIT in 2003 and spearheaded its transformation process to a fully fledged university. In the process, establishing 4 schools with 15 departments and 5 centers of excellence. He has won national and international awards in recognition of his contribution towards the development of science and technology in Zimbabwe. He holds a PhD, Doctor of Philosophy, and a Master of Science in Engineering in Foundry Production in ferrous and non-ferrous metal. He has taught at postgraduate level at both NUST and the University of Zimbabwe. And he has won many awards. Ladies and gentlemen, there are so many. I try to summarize them, or else we're not going to have lunch. He won an outstanding contribution to education award presented to individuals and institutions who have surpassed several levels of its excellence and set an example of being a role model and exemplary leadership in education, awarded by the Africa Education Leadership Awards. Number 2, he got an International Socrates Naming Science Award for the successful work of the university in professional, scientific, and educational directions, together with stainless reputation, dynamic growth, and sustainable scientific achievements, awarded by the European Business Assembly. Number 3, he got a Visionary Leadership Award for proving and providing, exceptional leadership in the advancement of science and technology, awarded by the Asian Educational Leadership. Number 4, he got an award of excellence in academic leadership, demonstrating excellence in academic leadership, awarded by the World Confederation of Businesses in Dubai. Number 5, he got an award called Career and Leadership Legacy Builder Award for recognizing and celebrating the life of the Vice Chancellor as a legacy builder based on outstanding career and leadership achievements, awarded by Lange Solid Foundation Institute of Harare. 6, he got a European Award for Best Practices in 2013 in recognition of the Vice Chancellor's outstanding achievements in quality management strategies, awarded by European Society for Quality Research in Austria, Vienna. 7, he got an award called Recognition and Admission in Oxford Club of Rectors or Vice Chancellors, based on consistent efforts towards developing national science and education system, awarded by European Business Assembly, Oxford Club of Rectors in Oxford. 8, the Leadership Award in recognition of the Vice Chancellor's Leadership Excellence, awarded by the Zimbabwe Institute of Management. Number 9, a Distinguished Excellence in Academia Award in recognition and appreciation of the Vice Chancellor's leadership, outstanding contribution to academia and services to the industrial engineering and operations management profession, awarded by the Industrial and Engineering Operations Management Society International at the 2nd African International Conference in Harare in December 2020. Number 10, he got an Excellence in Engineering Education Award in appreciation for the years of outstanding concern, support, and excellent leadership, the Federation of African Engineering Organizations, awarded by the Federation of African Engineering Organizations in collaboration with the Ghana Institution of Engineering at the 2020 General Assembly, Investor Awards held in Ghana on 29 January 2021. Last but not least, number 11, an Outstanding Public Sector Manager of the Year Award 2018, conferred by the Public Sector Management Awards at the ceremony held at the Nichols Hotel, Harare, on February 15, March 2019. I'm still going. Ladies and gentlemen, before I read the last part, let me take this opportunity to introduce our esteemed guests, in case we want to get a proper time to, then before we clap and welcome our guest of honor. Dr. Kankami, could you kindly allow me to introduce our colleagues? My far right is my childhood friend, Albert Wagantigara, and his wife. We go a long way. If commitment to friendship is like this, then true friends do exist. My first experience on a houseboat, I was invited by Albert, amongst other things that he's done as a friend. We spent 7 days, no radio, no TV, no so forth. The other day I was reminding him that the houseboat was called MV Mbuya. And he said, Farayi, you still remember even the name of the boat? And I said, how could I? It was a life experience. I even started learning how to sing. And that's on a lifeboat, on a boat like a houseboat. You can sing and hear your voice because there's no distraction. In 7 days, 7 nights, you cook for yourself, see hippopotamus, you disembark, and right there in Matusadon. It was beautiful. So he got his PhD in computational chemistry. He's a senior lecturer at the University of Zimbabwe. And the wife is a manager at a pharmaceutical company. On the left of Dr. Wagantigara is Dr. Amos Msengi, the acting dean of Health Sciences and Technology Faculty. I got this correct. At Harare Institute of Technology. He's very supportive to ZADENU. He has literally grabbed our hands and taught us how to walk. And I'm sure we'll finish the journey. On his left, it's the wonderful lady. Did you finally figure out which comes first, Bishop or Doctor? Bishop, take a breath. Doctor, Patience, Itai Hole, the head of El Shaddai International Ministries and founder, sorry I forgot that one. So, in case you forget, the PhD was on transformational leadership. But she'll be administering the oath, so she'll say a few words about how she transforms us. Next to the Bishop Hole is Dr. Hadrick Mativiti, a man who is dually qualified. I always mention this because I found this very inspiring. He's a medical doctor and a dentist, but I don't know why he chose to practice as a dentist more than medical doctor. But it's a plus, really, because no one can stand up You know, dentists are known for being Cinderella of medical doctors. There was even a war around the 18th century when dentistry was breaking to the profession on its own. Because we used to be part of the medical doctor, then we broke off, become established. But so when he's at head office, I'm sure you wonder why he's making wonders at head office. Thank you for coming. He's the director, acting director, actually, of oral health services in the ministry of health and child care. So I'll speak Dr. Kamikame before we are going to play, and welcome. So next is Dr. Joseph Made. He's an actor. Thank you. He's a very humorous guy. Our friend just tracked from Norway. We always talk. I know when he came for treatment, we ended up chasing the nurses away. It's a close to please, you want to talk. Yeah, but I'm like his little brother, but we get to same level. Like now he was asking me, what is your first song? Because he knows I'm learning to play guitar. And I'm glad that the DJ is my producer. He set up my studio in my house. So next graduate, please attend graduation. One of the songs will be mine being played here. So I'm making some progress for comedy. I promise. And the other thing he asked me, where's your thesis? And I said, I'll give you as a flash. You shouldn't go on the internet to read. So on his left, Dr. Medium Chizonga. It's Professor Dr. M.M. Chizonga. Medium Mafumo Chizonga. We are very honored for your attending this occasion. He's the former dean of the medical school at the University of Zimbabwe. He's also a specialist doctor. He's the first, from what I know, first oral and maxillofacial surgeon to be registered in Zimbabwe. I think now there are 4. There are 2 others training in Kenya, but he is the first. So he's also still lecturing at the University of Zimbabwe. But I must mention this. He's my mentor. So I almost shed some tears when I saw him. He didn't sleep, but when I was at dental school, I went to dental school at 30 years old. Can you believe it? From first year I was mailing my results to him as if he's my father. So when I came back, I wanted to work in government because I always admired dentist doctors in government service. So I always wanted to do the same. I won't tell you why I was frustrated and how I was frustrated. So I went to Dr. Mahomba, another oral maxillofacial surgeon, who was actually my teacher when I was doing dental therapy. A very simple man. So Dr. Mahomba said, my surgery is full. Go to Professor Chizonga. So when I got to his surgery, on 5:30, I came in a suit all night. So I was expecting an interview. Then he said, can you work fast? Are you about to work fast? So I didn't know how to answer. You know, only efficient people, they are like that. Because years later, I was to join public service, Kenya State Medical Aid Society as a dentist. And I went to Kadube Dube's office in the 5th floor. I was interviewed the same way. When do you want to start? I was busy picking up my papers. When do you want to start? Mrs. Muyoro, please process his papers. So I can't get to Professor Chizonga. He said, no, you said there will be next people. So I worked for you for 2 months. The one thing I've really learned from Professor Chizonga is time conscious. He's time conscious. If you don't know how to keep time, you walk in a meeting room when it's already over, and you sit down hoping people have not arrived, but people have already finished. And I can tell you I was one of the earliest. And that's why I was sitting outside there. Because I've learned timekeeping. And talking about timekeeping, yesterday I slept at around 10. I thought I would wake up 6. I woke up at 2:30 a.m. I couldn't sleep. I was researching, waiting for the minutes. And I was here at 10 minutes to 7. I was the first. So let's clap this for Professor Chizonga. Without time management, you can't do all this. Planning for this started at the last graduation, 14 September 2019. So thank you for giving this to me, Professor Zonga, thank you. Then there is Dr. Advance Chiwena, he's the president of the Zimbabwe Dental Association. Very soft-spoken, humble man, and we really hope this time around many of our programs will find audience in his office. Then I have my daughter, Irene, like me, I grew up with my grandmother, you see. There's a church also honoring my grandmother. But she also grew up with the maternal grandmother, Mrs. Zimbabwe. There's also a church for Mrs. Zimbabwe. And I'm saying, where is your thesis? That's why I asked her to sit here, which was supposed to get a PhD ahead of me. So Gina, that's our witnesses. With the okay, our registrar, sorry, my apologies. Okay. Linguelo is now Mrs. Ndovu, but she's in Kuda and Mary Ndovu from Jombe. She's a registrar, a graduate of Solus. She's a Seventh Adventist, and I won't tell you how much is paid I was Seventh Adventist. I asked a lot, but then because she's Seventh Adventist, they are different. Thank you, my daughter. So we can now welcome Dr. Prion C. Kanukame, the Vice Chancellor of HITS, our guest of honor and keynote speaker.
Thank you, Director, for the introduction. Let me start by acknowledging, yes, the Director and Principal of the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing, Dr. Moyana, Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing board members here present, the Director of Oral Health Services in the Ministry of Health and Child Care, Dr. Hardwick Matikiti, the Senior Government Dental Officer, Padrenia Kwa Hospital, I hope they are here, Dr. Laden, the President of the Zimbabwe Dental Surgery Assistance Association, Ms. Justina Nkala, the President of the Zimbabwe Dental Association, Dr. Advance Chiwena, the President of the Zimbabwe Dental Therapists Association, Mr. Chari, the Chairperson of the Department of Dentistry, University of Zimbabwe, Dr. Fiona Makoni. We're told she was on her way or running late. Dr. Mande, our distinguished servant leader. We are proud to be associated with you. I think his name looms large in the agricultural sector, and we see you as a role model. Professor Chibonga, you know me this. Dr. Musengi, he is actually the Dean of Industrial Sciences, as well as surrogate Dean of the Allied Health Sciences of Harare Institute of Technology. The managing partner of SIDA and the Howe radiologist, Dr. Sida, managing director of Siemens Medical Aid Society, Ms. Tinotenda Mushapaidze, I'm sure the representatives here, the head of El Shaddai International, Bishop Dr. Patience Itai, graduates, parents, guardians and spouses, sponsors, members of the press here present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I feel greatly humbled today and honored to be part of this momentous occasion, the graduation ceremony of the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing, and I'm particularly excited by the confidence that Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing has in our institution, the Harare Institute of Technology brand, and we do not take this for granted. A lot has already been said by Dr. Moyana when introducing me, but let me start by saying that Harare Institute of Technology is a culmination of numerous hands behind the scenes and numerous personalities. And linking this graduation ceremony and specifically the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing to HIT gives me, I think, great satisfaction and pleasure, considering that the vision that they have put before us and where they want to go is exactly the same vision we had when we started the HIT, Harare Institute of Technology. The question we put before us was, how do we contribute meaningfully to the industrialization and modernization of this country, using the same sort of expertise, skills that we have always had, and yet we want to achieve different results. So when I was called upon to transform HIT, that's the sort of question I put before myself. I'd been a founder member of NAST with Professor Makurane, and given the honors to lead the industrial technology faculty. And the strengths and weaknesses of NAST, then I understood them. And I said, our ambitions, where we are targeting, it's very clear. We want Zimbabwe to industrialize and modernize rapidly. But the tools that we are using are not adequately suited for that. And we continuously pressing and hammering on them to achieve that. And how do we do that? So one afternoon, I'm called into the office by Professor Makurane, and he says, I'd been called to Harare yesterday. That's why we didn't have our senior management at NAST. And His Excellency said, can you call that young man to come to Harare and transform Harare Institute of Technology? That was on an afternoon, and I said to Professor Makurane, I'm not sure I'm able to do that because I've not transformed anything at all. And he said, no, they said that young man should come to Harare, and he is the one who must do the transformation. So I said, I can't give you an answer. After a fortnight, I went back to Professor Makurane and said, I am willing to take up the challenge if it means service to the nation. And it was in the afternoon, and before the end of the day, a ticket had been purchased for me to fly to Harare the following morning. That was in 2004. I flew to Harare, I was met. Straight away, I was whisked to the minister's office, and the permanent secretary joined me. They whisked me to HIT, and they said, this is the place we want you to transform. This place, since it was built, it has never been commissioned and officially opened, because His Excellency does not believe that at this moment in time we have an institution that can move the technology agenda of this country. And we need an institution that will drive this agenda akin to MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And some members had been put in the boardroom, and I met them. In terms of reference, were read before them. And then at the end of the meeting, to cut the long story short, I was told, we have already contracted bid outs to take your stuff from Blawayo, and there is a house for you here. And I said, where I come from, I have to give notice. I'm sorry, I can't come. And it just downed everybody's spirit. They expected me to come there and then. And I said, I have to talk with my principal, I have to talk with my boss, and see whether I can negotiate. I should ordinarily, according to my contract, give 3 months notice so that I can be able to come and join you. So gradually, they let me go, and they gave me a month. And after that month, I was lucky, my Vice Chancellor allowed me time off to plan my new posting. And I did that. What did we do when I came to HIT? I realized we needed a totally different way of doing things. And we reconfigured and framed our different faculties. And then I said, regrettably, this is an institute of technology. Those with Masters of Science will need to do some retraining. And we need people to start focusing on the technology side so that you acquire masters in technology, doctors in technology, and so on. How are we going to do that? I had made some interventions and created what we call the transformation plan, which was endorsed and accepted by cabinet. And the journey to transform HIT started. There was resistance. Nobody wants to be told that the qualification that you have is not suitable for the agenda that we have. But it was not because their qualifications were not okay. They were fine, but not for this job that we had. So it took us a while for them to buy in. But then I took a totally different crop of students that had finished their first degrees and sent them abroad for their first specialized Masters in Technology program. And these were intense. We negotiated into the India Institute of Technology, which was predominantly only reserved for locals. They did not want foreigners in there. And that's where the likes of Maruti, the companies that drive India came out from. Some of them were actually put in what is called, ring-fenced areas where they would do their things without declaring to anybody what they were doing. Research programs, agendas being given quietly, but with the view of industrializing and moving India forward. So we adopted that approach. And what came out of it was that as soon as the first graduates after the Master of Technology completed and came back, their performance was totally different from the others that were on the ground. And we started churning out intellectual property and registering like nobody's business. And if you go to Zippo, you go to Aripo, in terms of statistics that are there, small as we are, we have taken leadership in this country in terms of intellectual property generation and driving the technology agenda through various innovations. I'm saying this because I realize the big agenda that is before you, and I believe in it, and the Harare Institute of Technology believes in it. We, as HIT, are very practical. What we have done is to breach the traditional boundaries of curriculum development. We have done it in our own way. We have said we need to develop a curriculum that is competence-based. So we situate everything that we do in competence-based education and training. We make sure that each course has a practical schedule, a practical component that informs the theory. And out of it, we want to make sure that we can extract competencies. In each practical, which is hands-on, what are the competencies that our students will gain after doing that course? And we have come up with our own system of what we then call a summation of all that together, what we call a proficiency schedule, which each and every student must go through. So this is, in short, basically the framework that HIT uses. And we have, I think since inception, spent close to $9 million in retraining and training staff at the tech level, so that our mandate, which is the development, incubation, transfer, and commercialization of technology, can be implemented. So we are eager to partner with yourselves, and we believe together we can contribute to building competence. Today's proceedings a culmination of a series of concerted efforts by patriotic Zimbabweans through the Academy, which is a group of private dentists, dental therapists, to have organized formal training of dental surgery assistants in this country. I have been made to understand that this initiative has been endorsed and is supported by the Zimbabwe Dental Association, as has already been alluded to by the director, and other arms of the government of Zimbabwe, like the Medical and Dental Practitioners Council of Zimbabwe, the Ministries of Health and Child Care, and also the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Innovation, Science and Technology Development, the Research Council of Zimbabwe. They've also been made aware of this training program. Furthermore, the presence of the various health industry luminaries attests to the desire to have structured, formalized and accredited training in this critical sector so that our nation is in tandem with global trends. It is pleasing to note that the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing has taken it upon itself to prepare students for their employment as dental surgery professionals in line with the expectations of the increase dentistry sector, as well as providing Zimbabwe and indeed beyond our borders with qualified dental surgical professionals who are trained to provide assistance and perform related office and laboratory procedures. Consequently, we are elated that the Academy is also playing a significant role in the attainment of Vision 2030 set by His Excellency, the President of Zimbabwe, and also our Chancellor, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, of an upper middle income society, through provision of skilled human capital to improve our health delivery system, which is key to national progression, economic growth, and prosperity. Ladies and gentlemen, I also know that the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing is striving to provide innovative dental surgery assistance and nursing education, commitment to cultural diversity, discovery, transfer of scientific knowledge, superior skills of its graduates, and the highest degree of patient care and service. The Academy's programs promote both students' clinical and academic excellence, preparing them to become competent dental surgery assistants and nurses to promote safe and effective oral health care delivery. Harare Institute of Technology appreciates and applauds ZADENU's leadership role in providing the broad-based education that lays the groundwork for advancement into a variety of paradental or dental auxiliary careers through education and training of dental surgery assistants. Let me hasten to challenge the Academy and the dental industry to embrace the fourth industrial revolution and equip graduates and their practices with skills and competencies that utilize dentistry technologies that will lead to innovations and advancement with the industry, providing patients with the most efficient and effective treatment options available to them. The use of technology or computer-assisted technology improves dental services. Digital dentistry aspects such as digital radiography, intraoral cameras, CAD/CAM, 3D printing, and CBCT imaging serve a unique purpose, providing more accurate and efficient dental processes. I believe our partnership will see the Academy taking advantage of some of the various expertise that we have at HIT. As I speak, HIT is the biggest critical mass of biomedical engineers in this country. We have the biggest critical mass of cybersecurity experts and software engineering developers. We have also the biggest critical mass of machine designers. Our expertise are expertise that focus on technology. These are the newly developed staff members that we have sent abroad and brought in here to run with the national vision. We are now mounting various postgraduate courses, which we hope can also add depth and increase the critical mass that this country so needs in order that it attains not only Vision 2030 but beyond. So, Director, the pleasure is ours in making sure that together we do what we can to make this country great. Our School of Allied Health Sciences, our School of Industrial Sciences, our School of Engineering and Technology will play a role in the development as well as deployment of various dental technology that we may look at together and put forward for development in our innovation hub and high-tech development valley, which is basically our industrial park. Once again, allow me to reaffirm my commitment to the establishment of these collaborative activities with the Academy, whose scope is already showing a lot of broadness in terms of making sure that as a country we continue to bridge the technological gap and advances that are happening around us globally. Our institutions share a common goal, which is to provide the nation with competent, proficient, and committed practitioners with hands-on experience of the highest degree possible. We are an institution that normally does not publicize its innovation. We have numerous innovations in the security sector. We have other innovations that are now going regional. I think you will be aware that we have recently introduced the Sahara fuel system, and we have been contracted by our government to deploy the National Fuel Management System across the country, which allows the regulatory authority and government on their dashboard to know at any time the amount of fuel reserve that we have in the country and what each service station has. We have also come up with other interventions. I think you will be aware in medical devices, there are a number of medical devices that we have done. One of them is the ventilator. We are making different types of ventilators, and we're happy with the funding support that we have also received from the European Union. So we believe together, those are some of the areas that we can go into as you broaden the scope of your academy. Lastly, may I also take this opportunity to congratulate the graduates for the hard work and persistence. I am aware that your parents, your guardians will have sacrificed some of their assets in order to make you attain and achieve what you have done today. So we want to acknowledge our parents for the hard work and belief in yourselves, in ourselves, that they have done. In you, we have the assurance that our dental health is in safe hands. Today, you are being released into the world, firstly as ambassadors of Zimbabwe's health delivery system, then dental health, and finally the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing. And let the spirit of patriotism and Ubuntu continue to guide you. Makorokoto, Amsope, congratulations. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. At this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, I will move on to invite the Director of the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing, Dr. Farayi Moyana, together with our guest of honor, assisted by our academy staff, to come up front for the presentation of our diplomas. Are we ready? Yes. Yes. So we would like to come here with our guest of honor come up front. Can you play us a DJ? Kanayiona songi ndakazongonzwa yabuda ku chistori Look at that second video with the right. Okay, now very someone to be like that.
What's it?
From Karanda, Mr. Kumbis William, Mr. Bransford.
What's it?
Mr. Ivan Richard Mabani, Mr. Bransford. Mapanda Chucha, let's clap hands for Patricia Mapanda. Atubremauko Helen Manyumbu. I'm feeling another chin. Smile for the camera. Secure memory. Let's clap hands for memory secure. Patience, Munashe, Mangwende, Mutata. Let's clap hands for patience. Doma Kosaka. Also from Karanda, Mutinima Lydia. Let's clap hands for Lydia. That takes second, huh? That takes second. Take your time. Mutupo, Wenjipo, Mutare. Let's clap hands for Wenjipo. I'm down there. I'm going to
Marundira, Konjira Olipa. Let's clap hands for Konjira Olipa. Nyapirika Tekla, let's clap hands for Nyapirika Tekla. Bulawayo, Tuma Sikobile. Let's clap hands for Tuma Sikobile. Hey. Right, yeah. Tende Tricia, let's have hands for Tende Tricia. I'm not very good. And last but not least, Doreen Titi Zuze. Let's clap hands for Titi. Kuda, then come back. There's William once again. Thank you very much, DJ. And please for me, Kuda, us, Moyana, and our guest of honor, whilst we are dancing, and then they will come back for the awards, for the presentation of awards. Let's put our hands together for them. DJ, Karamini Karumba, Imokanda Karumba, Tony Mambo, Sunumuka. Yes, of honor, is going to be, or we are going to have the presentation of awards. It is always good to honor and appreciate those who have done more. Hello? So, I'm going to call upon here Mrs. Mukanga will come upstage to take us through that phase. Let's put our hands together for Moyana or Mrs. Mukanga.
Hello, good morning. All right, it's an honor and a privilege to be calling out the awards today. Like Pastor Big Meta Zulu has said, my name is Perseverance Percy Mukanga, me Moyana. I am the daughter of Dr. Moyana and wife of Mr. Mukanga. You know, being a lady is so easy. You have to just be a wife for people to clap for you. But as millennials, we also acknowledge excellence. We acknowledge people who go beyond. After I graduated, sorry DJ, could you take the volume down? DJ? Okay, thanks. After I graduated, I had the root awakening that getting a degree or a diploma is not enough. Learning or passing exams is not enough. You have to go over and above what you're required for you to succeed in life. So that's my encouragement to the 17 graduates. And today we are honoring those who went above what was called for them. So the way the awards are going to work is each award has a sponsor, usually a corporate, and each award is dedicated to a family member. You know, Caucasians are very good at doing this. You know, even the hall we are in is dedicated to someone. And us as African people, we should take on that in our culture to immortalize the people who impacted us the most. So my father has taken pleasure, and my mother as well, to use this to immortalize our elders and our loved parents who are not here to see what we have achieved today. Okay, so the first award, it has been sponsored by Stanbic Bank, and
Okay, at this moment in time, I'll ask again our director, Dr. Farayi, Moyana, and our guest of honor to once again come up front for the presentation of our awards. Let's put our hands together for them. So what we're going to do, just like our diplomas and Mrs. Mukanga, what details they want to sponsor. So whatever doing citations. Let me at this moment in time also ask Dr. Moyana, your guest of honor, to leave space, and also I will ask them to lower their masks because of the distance.
Thank you, Pastor Zulu. So like I say, the first award has been sponsored by Stanbic Bank, and it is for the ZADENU overall best student who scored the highest combined marks from all tests and examinations. In short, Dicho Shigaba or Chimama, Che ZADENU for this graduation class. The trophy is going to be presented by Stanbic Bank representatives. Could you please come up to assist with this? Is this Mrs. Kelani Makina? Thank you so much.
Yes, Stanbic Bank. I say Maru Chimba. You never know what to
So this person will win a floating trophy accompanied by a prize money of $10,500. So please help me welcome Patricia Makanda. Okay, the next award is also sponsored by Stanbic Bank. This is for the ZADENU overall best student in objective structured clinical exam. In fact, it's OSC. So this is the best student in OSC. She will win a floating trophy accompanied by prize money of $10,500. It will be presented by Stanbic, and again, it goes to Patricia Makanda. earlier on, I said some of the trophies are in dedication to our loved ones as the Moyana and Chimbaza family. So the citation will be read by Jinaye Chimbaza. The floating trophy is in memory of Mbuya Mavis Chimbaza. She was my grandmother. I grew up with her in my parents' house, and she passed on when I was 12, so she's not here to celebrate with us, but we want to immortalize her impact by reciting the citation. So this prize is for the ZADENU based student in Module 4, incorporating the following subjects: dental specialists, radiology, and materials. So before we tell you who it is, we'll have Miss Jinaye Chimbaza to read out the citation.
Good afternoon all. My duty today is to read out the citation for my late grandmother, our grandmother, Mbuya Mavis Chimbaza, my guru Ma Jenny Mavis Gwinyai Ruolo Chimbaza. I will read. As Mbuya Mavis would say, the purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate. Have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. It is those who concentrate on but one thing at a time who advance in this world. The great woman is the one who never steps outside his or her specialty or foolishly dissipates her individuality. We feel honored to be presenting this award to the best student in dental specialties in recognition to Mbuya Mavis Chimbaza's teachings to focus, persevere, and excel. I thank you.
We're just sanitizing the mask, the mic. So this award goes to, again, Patricia Mapanga. And I'd like to mention that this prize has a $50 prize money. For the next award, this is the fourth award. This is the ZADENU Best Exemplary Student in Leadership. As we say that ZADENU courses just don't look at the technical skills, they also look at leadership. This award will have a floating trophy in memory of Sekuru Mahikwenko Man Kapar. I think you remember Dr. Moyana mentioning man. So this trophy is in remembrance of man. The citation will be read by Tanaka Kapar. So this is a floating trophy, and it is sponsored by CMAS, and it has a prize money of 30,000 ZWL. So wait for Tanaka to read out the citation. Thank you, Tanaka.
Afternoon all. I'm here to recite the citation for Sekuma Bikomen Kaba. He was born in Chipinge in 1937 on the 26th of June. He was born in a family of 8 and he was the only boy. Sekou Gaba, popularly referred to by his middle name, was taken from his parents by his maternal uncle at a very tender age of 10. His uncle deserted him and left him for Zambia, then known as Rhodesia. The young boy was left in the area known for diamonds in Harare. He started working as a shepherd, which was very common during those days. He lived that life for the next 10 years and eventually left Harare for Harare, where he found his cousin brother already in Harare. The young Sekou Gabara stayed with his cousin and worked at a shop, at the same time attending night school, and he eventually found work as an assistant spray painter. He developed himself in the spray painting discipline, working up the ladder until he was a qualified artisan. His father passed away in 1971, and he had the responsibility of looking after his siblings and his mother, together with his elder brother, A.C. Daniel Kabara, mother to Dr. Farayi, director of ZADENU. Then both assisted their mother to raise 6 young siblings. Sekou Gabara married Evelyn Mavua in 1963. Sekou Gabara was a team leader and a disciplinarian. Something that molded us and Dr. Moyana into strong characters. He was very charismatic and always talking and laughing. Sadly, he passed away due to prostate cancer on 16 December 2018. May his soul rest in peace. He is survived by his wife, Irene, 2 children and 7 grandchildren, and 5 great-grandchildren. We as a family found it befitting to sponsor this award in memory of our father and grandfather, and his leadership skills, which undoubtedly molded many in our family, including Dr. Moyana. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tanaka Gabara, for that. This trophy will be presented by the Head of Business Development of CMAS, Ms. Tabunda Mazikanda. Thank you very much. Nguya Gapara, Nguya Evelyn Gapara can come up also to present the trophy. Her grandson will bring her up. Thank you. Let's clap. So the winner of the ZADENU Best Exemplary Student in Leadership is none other than Ivan Richard Mabani. Incorporating the following subjects: radiology, dental materials, preventive techniques, laboratory techniques, and dental practice management. And this is sponsored by Pan Dental Lab. This student will have a floating trophy which is accompanied by a prize of $100 US. This student attained a mark of 84%. So without further ado, I'll call on the director of Pan Dental Lab to come up and present the trophy. So the trophy is presented by Peter Balfour, the director of Pan Dental. And the student who excelled is Memory Usekiwa. The next award is for the ZADENU Best Student in Consistency. It comes with a floating trophy in memory of Mbuya Elisi Danie Gapar, mother to ZADENU Director Dr. Farayi Moyana. The citation will be read by Lisa, Miss Lisa Maaza, who is named after our grandmother Elisi, and she'll come up and read the citation. The award is sponsored by Long Range Pharmacy, and it comes with a hamper. So, and it's going to be presented by health and beauty consultant Josephine Kofu of Long Range, so they can come up as well. So,
Long Range Pharmacy.
I will read the citation. Elisa Danie Gapara was born in Chipinge in 1935. She was born in a family of 8 and she was the eldest. She went to school at Mount Selinda up to standard 5. Unfortunately, she discontinued school to pay way for her siblings because the family could not send everyone to school. At the same time, when her father died, her being the firstborn. Though she ended up in standard 5, Elsie had a hallmark of a brilliant and intelligent woman. She would do all sorts of income-generating tasks in order to send her 2 boys to school. These income-generating school schemes include crochet work in brackets majoiri and selling market goods. Sadly, she passed on in 1993 on the 19th of April at Parenya Central Hospital at the tender age of 52. Elsie Danie is the mother to Dr. Farayi Moyana. Her grandchildren saw it befitting to sponsor this trophy and prize money in memory of a great and very loving and hardworking woman who left a giant legacy in the family. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Elise. So the winner of this trophy is and hamper is Memory Msekiwa.
Ausisi Msekiwa kubanasi. Wa Memory mukululiziwa.
I just wanna elevate my team.
Alright, the next award is for the ZADENU Best Student in Module 1. Module 1 comprises of basic dental sciences of anatomy, physiology, dental morphology, pathology, and psychology. This is awarded with a Certificate of Excellence. It has been sponsored by BGO and it comes with a prize money of USD $50. This student achieved a mark of 81% and the award is going to be presented by BGO representatives. So could I call them up to the award?
We would really like to congratulate Memory Msekiwa and the rest of the ZADENU graduates who made it today. We hope they keep going in their education and effort. We as BDO are very excited to sponsor this qualification. Thank you very much.
So the winner of this prize is Memory Msekiwa. Please come up. Alright, the 8th award is going to ZADENU Best Student in Module 2, incorporating the following subjects: medical microbiology, pharmacology, basic chairside assisting, and medical emergencies. I'm so sad that these awards are just going to 3 people, and it just shows how outstanding they are. So this award comes with a trophy that is in memory of Comrade Joseph Mahaza. The citation will be read by his daughter, Melody Mahaza. This student attained 92% and will go with a prize money of USD $50. So these students are going over and above what's required and excelling in their studies. So Melody will read out the citation and will call out who won this prize.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Ms. Makanda. I will read the citation. Joseph Mahaza was born in Chipinge in 1958. He went to the liberation struggle in 1975 at the age of 17. When he returned home, he worked hard to rehabilitate himself into civilian. After a short stint in Zimbabwe National Army, he resigned and joined the Zimbabwe Republic Police through the time of his death in 2000. He is fondly remembered for his spirit wanting to uplift everyone in the family. Joseph Mother was the elder maternal brother to Dr. Farayi Moyana, the director of Zimbabwe Academy of General Nursing. We as a family found it befitting to sponsor this award to fond memory of our father, brother, and grandbaby. Me as one of his daughters, representing all other children, I am very honored to present this trophy to the most deserving student and chosen by the Zimbabwe Academy of General Nursing. Thank you.
Thank you, Melody. This award is going to be presented by Miss Melody Mahata, and it goes to none other Patricia Mahata.
The next award?
The next award is the ZADENU Best Student and Final Objective Structural Exam. It comes with a floating trophy sponsored by ZADENU, and it's accompanied by prize money sponsored by BDO. The award is going to be presented by BDO. So please come up, BDO representative. This student attained a mark of 75%. And like I say, these prizes are going to the same people. So this means this is a distinguished pupil and who excels and does what's called, more than what's called for. So Patricia Mapanda, please come back up. Okay, the next award is for the ZADENU Best Student. Please stay there, Patricia Mapanda. Let me call up what she's won. She's won the floating trophy. And the prize money is sponsored by SEMA. So I call up someone from SEMA to award the prize. And she also won the next award, which is the ZADENU Best Student in Module 3. So they award for every module. So she won us for 2 modules. So she will also receive prize money of $40. So for the first one, for the ZADENU Best Student, the final year exam, you can hand the The next one is sponsored by Mrs. Takaindisa and Dr. Kamindira. Stay there. $40. won lots of prizes. I think she can take her seat now. The next award is the very first student to pay graduation fees. So here at ZADENU, we are all about professionalism and people who are committed to doing things first. So the ZADENU first student to pay graduation fees was Memory Sekiwa. Please come up. And she is receiving prize money of USD $20 and a t-shirt sponsored by Dr. and Mrs. Wakandigara. The prize is going to be presented by Dr. and Mrs. Wakandigara. Thank you. The last award is going to 5 people, and it is for the 5 students who paid their graduation fees on time. This may seem something small, but it's very important. In a country where professionalism is lacking and people do things late, we acknowledge people who do things on time. So can the coordinator of Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Nursing, Ms. Felisa Supa Mombe, come up to present? To Wendy Mutupo, please come up. Ellen Manyumbu, Trisha Pende, Patricia Mapanga, Patience Mangwende. They are all receiving prize money of USD $15. Please come up so we celebrate you.
At this moment in time, I shall ask our director, Dr. Farayi Moyana, together with our guest of honor, we are going to release them. Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for Dr. Moyana and our guest of honor. Special thanks to Mrs. Mukanga for the job well done. Aita basa rakakura je kwamba ile basa rakakura pano na kutenda mahali because of what time I'm rushing because of my time I think I'm 5 minutes behind schedule but I think to pamba according to plan.
Okay, so one day a judge went to a dentist. I know the judge So a judge visited the dentist, and as he was sitting on the dental chair, he said to the dentist, "Can you swear that you are going to remove the right tooth, only one tooth, and the whole tooth? If you say so, can you say, 'Help me, God'?" So to show the seriousness of this program, our graduates should take an oath. But still, who destroyed the walls of Jericho? So at this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call upon Bishop Bowe to lead our graduates in oath taking. And I'm going to invite all our graduates to come up front to be led by Dr. Bishop Bowe. Hey, you have. Okay, yes, I'm there.
Our guest of honor, Dr. Kanugam, all the doctors here present, Dr. Moyana and Amai, and all the graduates. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for inviting me to come here to be one of the people who are going to present. Pindure nebvunzo mashoma yabvunzwa pane bvunzo yakawanda yaribvunzwa yekujeriko nekuzi ichi chinotanga before we do the commission. I'm a commissioner of oath and I'm also a bishop, and the power vested in me to take this procedure. But I want to say I'm answering a few questions that I am asked every time. First question is, Apostle, Bishop, Doctor, must I say why I really change it here? The apostle is calling, a bishop is an office, an occupation, and doctor is a qualification. I am qualified in transformational leadership as a doctorate, and also as an honorary doctorate in literature and philosophy from Cyprus Bible College. The doctorate of transformational leadership I have from Harare University, Seattle, Washington. Today I want to speak to the graduates. I'm also a product, and I want to thank God, of a Chimbadzwa. I was brought up by Anna Chimbadzwa Mtasa, Mwana Sawara, and I want to honor her now because I've been hearing the Chimbadzwas, but she got honored. Ndakakuzwa mbuya Mtasa, mbuya Chimbadzwa Anna Mtasa. And I want to thank God because I owe my bishopry from that woman to take me to pray in the mountain when I was 1 year old until I was 9 years old. So I want to thank God for it, and I want to put on record that I am honoring you today. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15 says, be diligent to present yourself approved to God, a worker who does not need to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. We're hearing what my speaker says as perpetual learners, that there is no end to education. Life from the beginning to the end, when you are born to the moment that you die, you are in the process of learning. And I want to encourage the graduates to continue to seek to know and to learn. I want to give you nuggets, and I'm going to give you a paper that I'm going to give my assistant to hand to you. Each one will go with this little paper. I learned recently that there is the power of measuring results when we go out. If one does not measure results, they cannot tell success from failure. If one cannot see success, it cannot be rewarded. If one cannot reward success, they are probably rewarding failure. If one cannot see success, they cannot learn from it. You must learn to admire success. If one cannot recognize failure, they cannot correct it. If one can demonstrate results, then they can win public support and favor. I will repeat the last one. If one can demonstrate results, then they can win public support and favor. So it is important that we continually demonstrate results wherever we are going to go. As I conclude, I would like to congratulate Dr. F.S. Moyana and Amai, together with the graduates, for this great achievement and celebrated day. Lastly, Colossians chapter 3 verse 23 says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. So as you go with this little message that I gave you. I'm going to give it to you. All of you have printed this message for you so that you continue to measure your results as we go. I want to take this opportunity, by the power vested in me, Government of Zimbabwe as a Commissioner of Oath and as a Bishop, to ask you to read out the dental nurse pledge in the presence of everyone, the doctors that are in front of you, and also the people who are here to attend to this. You will say "I" and you give your name, and then you read it out to the end, and we will all be listening to what you'll be saying. All of you.
Anyone based on their gender, race, religion, class, or political predisposition. I shall continually improve my professional knowledge and skills. I affirm to that I shall faithfully respect the principles of professional ethics by the profession. I will do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession, and I will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my people and all family affairs coming to my knowledge in my practice of my calling. I will do everything in my power to maintain the integrity of this noble profession of dental medicine, and above all, I will do no harm.
Amen. I would like for us all to applaud, and I declare this dental nurse pledge to be taken and received. And I am sure the signatures and all that have been put on your courts. God bless you.
Thank you. Bishop, I'm so okay, so the bishop doesn't know.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let's once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Bishop Boy. Kuda kunopindira program yedu. Anadaina ndinaisamba nezo tichingazwa chedu chatsuka tikaita sei? Tikakwata. Yes, it's the day that we are celebrating. At this moment in time, I want to call upon Ms. Moyana to present some gifts, and after that, we will move on to be getting a lot of thanks from our director and principal, Dr. Moyana. Ms. Moyana, please.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Now that we are getting to the final mark for our race is almost over, we want to appreciate and thank our next speaker for affording us this opportunity to have him here. All this time, I'm sure he put a lot of other things on hold. So, would you help me to clap hands for him as I give him Continue to remember us. We tried to make something small for you, something you can carry around. It's a pen, it's written ZADENU, and inside it's a pen written his name, and it's also written ZADENU. You can put it on a table. On the same note, we also want to appreciate and extend our appreciation to Bishop Dr. Itali Patience for affording us this opportunity to be really here this afternoon. Last but not least, I was led saying it said dynamite comes in small packages. So we are here to also appreciate past a small matter, maybe we should start to say big matters for all the efforts and the help that he has given us today. He has been there for us all the way. Thank you, Pastor Bruce, for giving me this
Thank you very much, Ms. Moyana, for the gifts. Anytime management. Okay, it's exactly a minute to 1. And according to my program, I am 1 minute ahead. So at this moment in time, I want to call upon our director, Dr. Farayi Moyana, to come and give us a vote of thanks. I want to come and Dr. Moyana, I'm your minute ahead.
Thank you. So, the DJ knows that I requested that song, I think around 4 a.m. Zaringana by Pastor. So, the master DJ is called Eli Machidere, and he's assistant, and he's my music producer. So, you know, when you do philosophy, I think music is the original philosophy discipline, and everything else comes after. Our distinguished guest of honor, Dr. Engineer Kamukamwe, Vice Chancellor of the Harare Institute of Technology, the Director of Oral Health Services, the Minister of Health, Dr. Matikitwe, to leave early, Chairperson of the Department of Dentistry at the University of Zimbabwe, I don't know if she eventually arrived, Dr. Fiona Makon, but she confirmed she will be here. Dr. and Mrs. Orthodontic, Bishop Dr. Patience Ore, Head of El Shaddai International Ministry, Dr. Joseph Made, Dr. Advan Chingwena, who will also to live early, and the President of the Zimbabwe Dental Association, Ms. Justina Nkala, the President of the DSA. It is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks to all of you, even those that I have not mentioned here. I, on behalf of staff, students and graduates of the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Medicine and the entire fraternity present here today, and on my own behalf, extend a very happy vote of thanks to all of you for taking time from your respective schedules to grace this august occasion. A big thank you to our keynote speaker for that inspiring motivational talk. I'm sure the students, parents, and all of us here will have a lot to take away from the speech. We are all inspired by your great words. Thank you. So not necessarily in any order of importance. One, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank most sincerely our host, Prince Edward School, for providing this venue for our graduation ceremony for the second time running. I also want to thank our sponsors for their generosity in making this occasion a success. And like I said, not in any order of importance, SIMAS, Negro Society, Long Range Farmers, Dr. and Mrs. Ogandigara, Mrs. Takaendesa, I hope she managed to attend, Dr. Seda and Hore radiologists, who are duly represented by senior management here, Stanley, then Mr. Maxwell Masiamiri and your partner, head of our account, is Odongo Plus. At Stanley, she's here, I'm sure. Thank you. DDO Zimbabwe Chartered Accountants, duly represented by the senior management, Pan Dental, Peter Balfo, works for a dental laboratory, one of the biggest commercial labs in Harare. And Peter, I might be interested to know that the Vice Chancellor is specialized in castings, ferrous, non-ferrous metals, and it's a technology-driven university. And before you arrived, you went into detail about the thrust of heat, and I'll just have to preempt this to you. We have you in mind in your lab to help us incubate HND or even a higher degree in data technology, seeing that there are very few dental laboratory technicians around. So thank you for the sponsorship and thank you for the support. And all those I have not mentioned by name, it doesn't mean that they are not important. I also want to take this opportunity to place on record our hearty thanks to our registrar, Mrs. Lingwe, and our manager, Mr. Tinashe Tapiwa. Mr. Tinashe, could you stand? Is he in here? Okay, doesn't matter. We're talking about an intern, he just finished his degree. There he comes. He's a soft-spoken guy. But I was reminding him that, you know, your Babamni, I think it's Ron Arnold Tapiwa, taught me English at Mount Selinga. And he always dressed in white. So he said, let me text Babamni. Ndikatukangana Babamni. Vangwari tichavedu vakati saupwako. Kuchipinga ndotupwako. So well done, Tinashe. He's proving to be a very reliable young man. For the perfect logistical support and guidance, together with Mrs. Inlove, they work 24/7 really planning this event. I also want to thank Mrs. Mange and her team at Bright Lens for the most immaculate they have ever seen in recent months. I say so because I don't know when I last attended the wedding. It could be 2-3 years because of COVID, obviously. And look at this deco. and she always does this beyond expectations. She's accompanied by her husband, and Kwamba, would you stand, please, with your beautiful wife, and not them. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is very beautiful indeed. I also want to thank Mrs. Mashita and the team at Nat Divine Catering for the tasty, delicious food that you're going to have today. Please don't go. You will enjoy the food. She's marvelous. I can guarantee you that. She's been providing catering for us ever since we started. And of course, I want to thank the DJ, the Machigueres, and also the lessons that they're going to teach me about downloading software, food fraud, and polishing my songs in advance. Let me thank you, wonderful team on the PA system. I cannot thank everyone enough for their involvement and their willingness to take on the completion of tasks. Our Master of Ceremony, Pastor Big Mata Zulu, is also our chaplain. Cannot go without being thanked for this dedication. He attended both our rehearsals on 20 and 26 November. This notwithstanding the fact that yesterday he drove all the way from Harare, just after the funeral of his dear uncle, to be with us on our second rehearsal. His beloved uncle died on his 40th birthday 3 days ago. Ladies and gentlemen, out of respect and reverence to this man of God, Pastor Zulu, I would like to cite my favorite Bible verse, and that of just remembering to go and say thank you. And this is my favorite verse. It's Matthew 17, verse 11 to 19, the story of the 10 lepers. As we all know, this is not the walls of Jericho. Yeah, I know. you feel like the walls of Jericho. We all know there were 10 lepers. Only one of them went to say thank you to Jesus. He wasn't really a Jew, he was a Samaritan, a foreigner. So, thank you, Pastor Zulu. Well, ladies and gentlemen, an event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels started rolling weeks ago. It requires planning and the bird's eye for details. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated staff of our company called Orthodontic Investment Private Limited Group, incorporating our dental surgery, Diane Dental Clinic, of course named after my mother, Dr. Farayi Moyana Medical Chambers Dental Surgery, the Moyana Clinic Maternity Hospital, and of course the Zimbabwe Academy of Dental Medicine. And yet to come, as a Christian, you have to dream and to pray. Yet to come, still on contractual state, is the maternity and dental hospital. And we pray in the hard way, we hope to be part of us. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to say that we are all most grateful to all of you. We thank you for being with us this Saturday. It's been a great pleasure. Thank you, and don't go. There's even a song when we grew up, it sang like, please don't go. So I wish I could sing it. Don't be remain seated, ushers will help you. But I'm asking humbly for a photo shoot with our graduates and our VIPs on the table. The ushers take care of the gifts. After the photo shoot, you can remove your regalia, and the male ushers will assist the male VIPs to take in your bag, and then you can join us with gifts freely without your regalia if you so wish. So the photo shoot will be by the entrance for our high table and the graduates. And I'm sure this is the time I'm going to play a song, isn't it?